All right, so we're doing another little recap here today, and today the recap is honestly it's kind of lackluster, and here are some of the reasons why. Right, one of the reasons why is we didn't have a solid momentum day where there was a really good push for a stock, and with breaking news and it's gapping up 1 or 200%. Our leading gapper for a while was only up 40%, and so today we definitely had a little bit of a dry spell. At least yesterday was as well, where we got a couple trades, but nothing really significant. Today, I never really got any conviction to take a nice trade. Today we had, if we go here, today we had two stocks that I traded. It was AIFF, which was this stock that came out with news at 8:13. It kind of gapped up on the 5 minute chart right here, going from 340 to a high of 470. So not too bad, but the thing is, it was kind of choppy. It was one of these stocks where it popped up for a second, it pulled back, it kind of went over VWAP, it pulled over VWAP, popped back down, rejected off of the break of 250 or 450. So I really couldn't get my feet set in it, and I took a one trade on it, I believe. It was a green trade. I just took 150 shares for a starter, to see a break over 39 up to 40, so around the three, right around this area right here. Let me see. I think it broke VWAP, and that's when I traded it over here in this area. Yeah. So it kind of did like a little bit of a grind higher, but no, the one thing about this stock is that it did have previous momentum where a couple of days ago, uh was it this one? No, that was LIPO. This I'm not really sure exactly why I didn't trade it more often. Maybe I didn't have enough conviction, because this is a pretty solid move. I could get a couple cents out of this trades. I don't know, I would have to watch it back to see, but I didn't get in until 339, 338, right around this area right here, for the break all the way up to 460. And then it kind of just, it gave a little bit of topping tail, printed, and then just, you know didn't hold up those levels, and it kind of just sold off the rest of the day. At the open, it came back up. I wasn't sitting at my desk to trade it. I don't really trade the open right now, just because it's been so choppy in the open. You can just see how, it goes to a high of 481, and then immediately drops back down. So it breaks highs and then flushes. Currently, right now, we're halted up on AIFF. So very nice to see this stock halted, going on to the upside. The next stock we had was LIPO, and LIPO here is a previous momentum stock, and this is the one that I got confused with AIFF, where it did have previous momentum. If we look back here, so that means it needs to break a lot of levels before we see this continue going higher. Let me just see 1 second what time AIFF is gonna. It should be resuming about 20 seconds here. So let's watch this resumption to see if we can get a nice trade on this. Where it looks like it's opening up around 511. So it's gapping up a little bit higher on this halt resumption. I'm just going to show you on the chart right here. I'll just watch it for a trade off a dip and see if it continues going up higher. So that's a little bit of a dip there. That was nice. A little bit of a dip here as well. Let's see if it holds up. It's holding the 20s level. Let's see if it pushes higher. No, it's not really wanting to go. It's not giving that nice move to the upside. So this might flush back down, like a lot of people are worried about. If it comes back down to 20s, it might flush. But let's see here. There you go. Yep, that's the flush. And so the reason why I can kind of judge the flush there is because one of the biggest reasons is, one, it's really extended. It has previous history of rejecting, right? So we rejected off the high here, a high here, and a high here. So if we reject 3 times in a row, you can kind of expect the third rejection. Now this may curl back up eventually, but you can't trust the break of highs, right? And so one of the reasons why it does flush very easily is, I think people are panic selling as soon as it doesn't go in the right direction, and that has a lot of people, just taking profit or trying to get out of trade as soon as they can. So they're all hitting the bid, and just one market order can just send that thing flying. So, it's not a crazy flush. It is bouncing back up, but it's a decent enough chunk to where it can hurt someone's account if they're in it at a high price. And so when I'm looking at the ask here, I'm kind of seeing if there's green on the tape to buy. And in that instance, there was at least one dip that I saw that was a clear entry, and then it kind of just hesitated, and the buyers weren't stepping up and buying that stock, and so it kind of hesitated for a moment. It dropped lower. It was gonna see if people bought it. No one bought it, and so it just flushed even lower. So I would expect that's the high of the day here today. And, it does have the ability to go higher if it really wants to, but it's not something that I'm quite interested in at the moment. And then we also had DOMH, and DOMH was a really cool stock because one of the reasons why it was halted until 9 o'clock. It came out with news about Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump joining the Holdings Advisory Board. Donald Trump is the president of the United States. That brings a lot of a lot of like a lot of attention to the stock. And so when we're looking at this for an entry, right, it opened up around this level right here, around 8. And so you were looking for a dip under 8 and continuation going higher. But one of the things that this stock had, and I'll show you on this right here, is it says E. And what does E mean? E means easy to borrow. And what does easy to borrow mean? It means that short sellers can hit the bid and, push down the stock. And so this stock, you can see, also had a lot of topping tails, especially on the 1 minute. Topping tail, topping tail, topping tail. And it just it kept doing that, where it just pops up, slowly grinds higher, pushes a little bit, and then pops back down. And then it repeated that a couple of times, right? So you have one leg up, you had another leg up, another one, and another one. So it wasn't that clean momentum that we like to see for a stock. One, it's a little bit higher price. The float is a little higher, but it's pretty low. And then it was easy to borrow, and so that's typically not as easy to trade. And I think that was pretty much it for the momentum standpoint. I don't really see anything else. We had SLQT, which gapped up, but the float is really high. It's 129 million shares. I didn't trade anything else. Nothing really caught my attention. But today we're sitting on a little bit of a break-even day. Unfortunately, just not solid momentum that I want to see. But once I see that stock that I'm like really convicted about, I have to jump in it. And I guess I don't have to, but I'm gonna let the trade come to me, and I'm gonna jump in it, and hopefully it works out. So I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll definitely catch you in the next one. Peace.